The Marshall Islands. Yeah, there's a good chance that you've never heard of this island country before either. So how did I end up deep in the Central Pacific Ocean with the opportunity to explore one of the least visited countries in the world, but also get to meet the president of the country and learn about the rich history of the people there? This, the Sawyer Squeeze water filter. This is why I found myself in the Marshall Islands. Now, as a backpacker, I rely on this filter to provide me with clean drinking water when I head out into the backcountry. But think to yourself for a second, what if where you lived, you couldn't drink the water in your own home without the risk of getting sick? This is why I traveled over 5,000 miles from my home in Utah to the Marshall Islands so I could see how the Sawyer filter is being used to bring clean water to the entire country of the Marshall Islands. All right, well, here we are in the Marshall Islands. Had the last 2 days of travel to get here, and I am so excited for what the next few days are going to bring. Now, I'm out here with Sawyer, who, if you're a backpacker, you know who Sawyer is. And we're going to be installing water filters, just getting to know the amazing people here on the Marshall Islands. And it's beautiful. It's hot, it's humid, and there's ocean everywhere. It's just an incredible experience, and can't wait to bring you guys along with me. Now, there was a fairly large group of us that traveled together to the islands, and once we got there, we spent the afternoon getting acquainted with our plans for the week, and then also meeting the women from KIO. KIO is the women's run volunteer organization that made this whole clean water project happen to get over 8,000 water filters distributed to all of the islands within the Marshall Islands. Now, this is an incredible feat to accomplish given how difficult the travel is within the country. But we also got to spend time at the dock near our hotel and watch boats come in after a full day of fishing to weigh the fish that they caught for the National Fishing Day tournament that was taking place. And I just loved that instant immersion into the culture and hanging out with the locals there and enjoying the band that was playing as well under the pavilion. The Marshallese people were already some of the most kind and genuine people that I had ever met in my entire life. And we'd only been in Majuro for a few hours at that point. But let me introduce you to a few instrumental people, because we weren't just there to see a few water filters get put into people's homes. We were there to see KIO, this incredible women's organization who has been working on this clean water project for the past 5 years, take the country across the finish line of every home in the country now having access to clean water. This is Monique. She is the co-founder of KIO.
Welcome, in our language we say yakwe. Ia means rainbow, and kwe is you, so you are a rainbow to us. We were raised with this mentality to give back. We have lots of Marshallese proverbs. And Yugot Pagayo means to turn the tides. So it was our time to turn the tides. So we banded together all these like-minded, smart ladies and created KIO.
And this is Daryl. He is the international director for Sawyer.
One of the things that I love the most, and this normally doesn't happen, I don't see this happen very often, is in most island nations, you have like usually a sort of a main island hub, and then you have lots of little islands on the outside. Most of the NGOs that I've seen around the world always put their priority on the big island, and the last ones, who are usually the most vulnerable, get the leftovers of anything. Kio did it the opposite. They got the partners together and they focused on bringing clean water to the most vulnerable, all of the outer atolls first. Then they finished on the main island and stuff. And so I think that speaks highly of who they are and what they care about and taking care of all the great people that live here and stuff. So
Now, later that evening, I got my first taste of Marshall Islands rain as we drove to be part of a celebration and dinner with government officials and key individuals who helped make the Clean Water Project happen within the country. This was so fun because it was our first introduction to traditional Marshallese food, and there was an awesome band playing as well. Now, as enjoyable as the evening of celebration was, I was looking forward the most to participating in the final filter installation that was planned. The main source of fresh water on the islands is the collection of rainwater. So each home has these huge tanks that are set up to collect rainwater coming off of the roofs of the homes. But because there isn't any kind of filter or treatment system in the collection of the water is full of bacteria and things that can just make you sick, like E. coli. And because birds and animals poop on the roofs and it runs into the water catchment tanks. We drove out to an area of Majuro called Laura to take a boat to a small islet within the Majuro atoll called RongRong. We're at the other end of the atoll of Majuro, what's called Laura Village, and we're catching a boat over here to go to the final island within the Majuro atoll that is going to get water filters.
Some footages.
Tell me what's happening.
So today we are here in RongRong Island, which is part of Majuro, and we are making history today. This is the last island, and Majuro is fully covered and have received all of their water filters, all households.
Hello everyone, welcome to RongRong. We are doing a water filter demonstration to the residents of RongRong. And this is the very last community. And Marshall Islands will be the second worldwide to have clean access to water. Thank you.
At this point, the filter demonstration was getting started. Various members of Kio introduced the project and explained the importance of the filters and how it would help the residents of RongRong reduce the sickness that comes from the untreated water.
the women of Kio have worked so hard to bring these water filters all throughout the Marshall Islands.
Kora In Okrane, Kuyo, join Lululo may archer palipir, nganair katayer, paran narongan photo water filtering, aga system ngan olive and Majuro.
Today you'll receive these water filters that will help make your family healthy.
Mainin kumunay olive porojo ko kachuyo ni ilang air water filter.
Now, because the water catchment tanks are essentially an open system, anything can get into the water. So during the demonstration, they were showing these women essentially a before and after of just how the filter functions. Think about what this woman is seeing here. Slight hesitation of what is possibly the first filtered rainwater she has ever had to drink. Asking herself, does this really work? In order for the filters to continue to function for years and years, a demonstration of how to properly backflush the filter is shown as well. Well, it's been raining for a good amount of time now. It started raining while we were doing the demonstration for the filters, and then we walked pretty much to the other end of the island to go have a really nice meal. I had a beef curry and rice, and it was very good. I think my big takeaway from being out on this island is life is simple, and it doesn't have to be overcomplicated, and you can just enjoy being you. And there's a lot to say in what that experience is like, and just enjoying being in a beautiful place. And that's what these people here are doing. Like, their lives are simple. They just take it day by day, and it doesn't have to be full of distractions, and they're just living their lives. And it's amazing. So we did the filter demonstration. This was the finish line for the Marshall Islands, meaning that every island within the nation now has access to clean water, which is a big deal. So, pretty humbled by that, and really just super grateful to be part of this and share it with you guys. Now, you can't go to any of the Pacific Islands without spending any time in the water, right? And boy, did we have our fair share of time spent in the beautiful blue water of the lagoon of Majuro. One of the coolest things I've ever done. Whoa! So aside from the filter demonstration, the day we spent on the islet Bolton, I don't know if I'm saying that right, would be one of the most impactful days I experienced on this trip. Bolton is a privately owned island about 10-minute boat ride or so from Majuro. And I just want to thank Emma and Sherwood for having us visit for lunch and to enjoy the marine protected reef. Now, while visiting Bolton, we had the opportunity to have a presentation from the Nuclear Commission to learn about the history of the nuclear bomb testing that took place on the Marshall Islands in the 40s and 50s by the United States. And this genuinely gave me an immense level of respect for the people here. But I'd encourage you to learn about this history yourself, as it's not something that I was even fully aware of. But following the presentation, we again jumped in the water to snorkel and enjoy our last full day on the island. On our last day before traveling home, we were again shown incredible hospitality from Monique and Francine and their families. And we spent the morning at Monique's home having breakfast with the former president and enjoying each other's company, and even got a musical send-off from Monique and Francine's mothers. This was awesome and seriously just the perfect way to end our experience at Majuro.
We hope you take our stories and be our advocates out there. So once again, thank you so much. We hope you visit again. And we have this filter for you, Madam President.
Thank you.
You heard me explain this morning.
I have to.
Yeah,
You have to
how to
pay me
use
for
it.
coming to the.
No. She witnessed how I use it this morning, and I did a little demo. But here's your handover.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You will use it for the next 10 years. 1 million gallons, 99.99% bacteria. So
I was telling Monique that we don't drink from our tap water. We have our own system, but we don't know if it's clean, so we buy our drinking water all the time. So with this one, I probably will stop buying Pacific pure water. Thank you, thank you.
You know when you say thank you, it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't know what words I could say to you guys for what you've done, for your warm spirit of welcoming us, and the perfect blend of women of strength, competence, but with gentleness and kindness and love and graciousness, all wrapped together in one package. So I just want to do a toast to Kio, to the government of the Marshall Islands, all the great partners, UNICEF, UNDP, WHO, and all the great nonprofits, and to Sawyer for achieving clean water for all of the Marshall Islands. We want to celebrate this moment. Cheers! Cheers!
Now, it feels cliche to say this, and it is, but truly, my week exploring the Marshall Islands was life-changing. But it's really not about me. It's about the incredible work that Kio selflessly does as a group of volunteers to change lives and to increase the quality of life of the Marshallese people. It's amazing to think that this small water filter can have such a huge impact on quality of life. And it's possibly something that we regularly take for granted in our day-to-day lives. The amazing thing though is you and I can be part of helping create this impact for people. There are some simple ways that you and I can do this. Anytime you purchase a product from Sawyer, you're helping get clean water access to people in need across the world. And Sawyer also donates directly from their profits to their clean water projects. Secondly, you can donate directly to the Sawyer Foundation and help secure clean water to people in need that way. Additionally, if you'd like to donate directly to Kio and their mission, I've put links and information in the video description below. But seriously, these women are incredible and a huge inspiration to do good for others and give back. I also just want to personally thank Monique and Francine and all of the amazing people we got to spend time with during this trip. Thank you so much for sharing your country, your culture, and your love with us. I'll never forget it.